And now here he is, BC's ambassador to the world of horse racing, Mr. Tommy Walski.
Horse owner Butch Goertzen has been around the sport for many a year, and it's only been recently that Goertzen, a native of Chilliwack, has seen his horses get into that winning groove. What is more interesting is that his success from horse racing comes from other animals, like think buffaloes.
We sold our cows in '83, and then we expanded more in hogs, and then we wanted to do something with our land. So we were checking out what to do, so we bought some sheep. They lasted about 6 months, and then we bought some beef, and they lasted a year. And then one guy mentioned to me buffaloes, so I thought, well, I'll just give it a try. And so we bought 6 buffaloes out of Alberta, and it just all took off from there. Our biggest herd we had was 150 head, and we had buffaloes for about 20 years. The meat is really good, and we just raised them for meat. We butchered one a week for a super value store up at Gibson's there. But we only have a few left now, so we're just selling them locally at the door and privately. And we're getting out of them now because I can't seem to run fast enough.
When did you get involved in horse racing from the beginning?
Well, the very first time I went to the horse racing track?
Yeah.
Well, that was in, I can remember that date quite easily because that was my wife's and I, about 5th date we had. We went to the P&E and we went out, and the horse racing entry was free, so we went and watched the horse racing, and we were pretty excited about it all. So we went and watched the races go, and I sort of, between her and me, we sort of picked out the winners, and we did it 3 races in a row. And on the 4th race, we thought, well, we would put $2 down on it. And then the odds were like, I think 24 to 1 or whatever. And lo and behold, our $2 bet brought us in 52 bucks.
Did that get you then?
Well, it was sure exciting. I thought, well, someday I could do it. But at that time, I was a pretty young guy, and I was just farming. I didn't have a lot of money to my name. So I thought, well, someday maybe I'll get into it. I had dairy cows then. And I had to feed cows rather than a horse then. But once we sold our cows in '82, then I always had a horse ever since then because I like large animals. The buffaloes and the cows didn't pay for the horses they pay for themselves. Okay. We're luckily with that anyway.
Is that how you work it? The horses pay for themselves?
Well, that's where we went into it. Like everybody has a hobby and costs them a little bit, right? Yeah. So I thought I don't mind putting in a little bit into it, but I thought with all the training expenses, as long as I got that out, okay, I was happy. And we've always happened to do that, you know. And it's been always exciting for me to raise thoroughbreds because it's so nice to have a full race around in the winter, you know, in the summer out in the field. It just looks great. We've got Krazy Koffee and Hungry. He's a 2-year-old, and we got a mare and a little colt. That's it. So 4 horses.
What a long shot.
Yeah. I think all of horse racing is a long shot.
How did he come into your life, Krazy Koffee?
Well, we had the mare, and this was about her 7th or 8th foal that she had for me, and just a big gangly horse, and it's always been a big horse. And when he was growing up as a yearling, he never showed a lot of speed when he ran around the field, but he'd keep on forever running around. He's got like a big heavy bone on him and a big deep chest, and I kind of always thought he would be like about a $10,000 or a $15,000 claiming horse. You know, I thought he had something, but I didn't think he had that much.
Star prospector. Here's Krazy Koffee on the outside. Krazy Koffee now with the lead. Krazy Koffee. Star prospector Royal Hudson. Krazy Koffee to win the low set.
Stake effort was the low set stakes.
Yeah.
He wins it. What's going to your mind then? Because now you have never experienced a stake race.
Yeah,
now you're
right.
in it. What's going to your mind then?
Well,
with the low set stakes.
Well, I kind of thought that the first race, like I thought, well, this is the first time he was running long. And I thought, well, okay, I'm going to have a horse or I'm not going to have a horse. Like if he's going to come in last this race, well, he'll be in a different category next time. And I thought, well, okay, let's see what he can do. So I was really kind of worried about it. I thought, well, that'll tell me if I've got a good horse or not.
BC Cup Day, what was that like?
Oh man, that was just ecstatic being in there because I never dreamt until like beginning a couple of months ago even that I've ever have a horse there. You know, it's just something that maybe I thought in the back of my mind that someday I would maybe, but not really. I never really thought it was possible for me to have a horse there.
When you find out you're going to have one in there, when's the butterflies? Or do you get butterflies?
Oh my goodness. Well, the worst time for butterflying is when they got 1 minute for post time. And I told all my friends that were there, I says, boy, lucky I'm not the horse, because I wouldn't be able to run 100 feet because I was so weak on my legs. But it was really great. It was just, it's glad that the horse is running, not me.
Yeah. Run us through the race as you were watching. What's going through your mind and your emotions?
Well, like I had warned Chad at the beginning of the races as well. I told him sorry that he'd have to get dirty again, because he's always a horse that doesn't come out on front at the beginning, as you know, and he runs the same race every time. And he just carries a lot of air and oxygen with him, and so at the end he just lays it on, and I don't know how far he can run, but at the end of the race he's still got lots of jam.
How did you come up with Sidney Krasner?
Well, I was talking to Fred Gumpridge, and he's a good horseman. I was asking him who was training his horses. So he told me, and then he says, well, who else would you pick? Maybe he doesn't have room for me. So he mentioned a couple of trainers, and so I just checked out Cindy, and she seemed to fit the bill, and she runs a good ship there. She has a nice clean barn, and she loves her animals, and you could tell that the animals respond to her big time.
Butch is a very good owner. He's, you know, he asks a lot of questions, which I really appreciate. And, but there's no pressure. He's kind of on the same wavelength as me. He thinks more about the horse than about all the other little things that go along. You know, what's best for the horse is what he goes with. And I kind of like that. He's having just a great time now with Krazy Koffee. He's really enjoying it, and it's unfortunate that all the other horses that he has had over the years, he's never got but 1 or 2 starts out of them, and they've all been claimed. And so for him to keep Krazy Koffee and win stake races with him, he's just, his feet, I don't know if his feet have even touched the ground yet.
To wrap this up, what would you like to see for your stable in the future?
Just keep on going and have some cheerful workers work for me and have some good times.
Because you're having fun, aren't you?
Sure, I'm having lots of fun.